Welcome everyone, I'm Betty, and if you're new to my channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. Each month the Divine and I channel messages and transmit light language activation codes. If you'd like more information about light language or any of my services, or you would like to book any of my sessions, you can visit my website that is listed below in the description box. All right, hope you're all doing well. I know it was quite the passageway we had. It was just boom, boom, boom with all the events. We traveled through the spring equinox, the lunar and solar eclipse, and the Mercury retrograde, as I'm recording this, is finally leaving us. It's in that shadow period leaving us. So things are going to start to open up and flow a lot better at this point for all of us. And I hope you got to witness every time we have these major events. It doesn't necessarily have to be an eclipse, but when we have these major events, you can visibly see the sun change color. And I don't know if any of you have actually witnessed it too, but I know coming out of the house, I just immediately saw this next level brilliant light. And it was like, wow, that is just so amazing. And it felt so blissful. And I hope it did for everybody else. And not everybody's going to agree with that. They're going, no, it was a rough time. But it is absolutely beautiful when you see it visibly change like that. And at this time, the Divine is asking me to remind everyone that as we travel through these heightened frequency shifts, and it's just constantly now, and it's us adjusting to it, that you are never alone. But sometimes we forget that we have help, or we are simply unaware that we do have help. And you are always being supported by your guardian angels, your ancestors, your guides, masters. We have so much help from the other side beyond the veil. And they just really want you to know that they are with you, and to remember to ask them when you go through difficult times with these shifts, because it is not easy. There's always the purging and the releasing, and then letting the new light codes and frequencies come into us. So it's major transformation for us all. And by your authority, you've asked them to be with you. So when you're on the other side and you make your soul contract, you make the agreement that these beings and souls are with you, and to be of service to you during this incarnation on Earth. And while they cannot do the work for you, they can give you, and they do give you, comfort, support, and guidance whenever you ask them. It's just that we have a tendency, if we don't see them with our eyes, to forget that they're with us. And yes, you may feel them, with you, and that's just them reassuring you and helping you. So there's so many different ways. Like I said, the Divine is just asking to put that out there to remind everybody. Because it is a difficult period in Earth's history, and going through such rapid changes like we are. Which brings us to the recent social media burnouts that people have been experiencing. I've seen many individuals on social media becoming ill and having to take a forced break because they're just overdoing at this point. And their lesson that they're learning is that trying to be a constant presence on social media 24/7, during these shifts is draining and ultimately knocking them off of their feet. And this is true for the light workers as well. We all tend to want to give everything and want to do, help everybody. But as if you've been trained, you know when to step away and to say, no, I have to take this time to rest and heal myself at this point. And unfortunately, so many of these influencers have been passing, whether by their own hand or other causes. And it is the stress of trying to stay trendy and relevant, thinking that if they're not out there all the time, that they're not going to get the views and they're not going to, you know, be on top all the time. And the people who love you will always watch you for whatever content you're giving, and putting out there. They will be happy, and sometimes less is more. I know myself. I only post a video once a month because that's really all I have time for. And even though I am on Instagram and Facebook, I only do a weekly. And I know that all the social media people will tell you, oh no, you have to do it 2-3 times a day. And it's like, no, I don't choose to put my energy out there because I'd rather have it quality over quantity. And the people who are interested will find me and will get the information and the comfort that they will receive from watching. So it is a time that we prioritize, especially during these shifts, the self-care and recognize the need to re-energize instead of pushing through things or ignoring them, which is not helping us. You need to take that downtime. So whenever we have a major event, it can feel very magical as we receive these downloads. I know for myself it does. I'm like, I'm having fun. It's great. Everything is love and bliss. But at the same time, again, it is important to recognize that when we receive these codes and frequencies, it takes time to integrate them. This downloaded information. It has to take time to integrate within the body and the mind. And so to just stop and not just look at it as, oh, this is just another day. So, you'll always receive signals when we're rebooting and getting these upgrades. Yes, it's just like your vehicle. You may get a warning sign when your tire pressure is low. And if you take the time to fill it up, you take care of the problem, no issue. But if you're going, I'll take care of it later, and you continue to run while your tire pressure is low, it will eventually deflate, stopping you in your tracks. So this is just a gentle reminder to take care of yourself, because if you don't, that's what will happen. It will just stop you in your track, and you will have a forced stop and not a wanted stop. So it's always better to want them than being forced to, and then trying to work through that. It just doesn't pan out. Okay, so this month the Masters would like to discuss the full moon festivals of spring. Some of you may be aware of it, some not, but these full moons break down into 3 phases. As we just left April, that was on the, I want to say the 23rd, around there, I believe so. You can look it up. And that full moon till May's full moon is a time of releasing. So that is the first phase. May is for receiving, and June is for birthing. So this is another season we're going through, beginning with April's full moon. And this moon is all about preparation, laying the groundwork by you releasing anything that restricts your spiritual growth at this point. So any negative informations or thought forms that pop up onto your radar are in need of attention. So by accepting and releasing these uncomfortable burdens, you open yourselves up to receiving gifts and accelerated growth within the next cycle. And I really feel, that yes, it does sound like and feel like a broken record at this point, because I'm sure you've heard me say this so many times, but without getting to the root of the problem, you will stay stagnant. You will stay stuck in the mud. And this is your opportunity to release this, so you can receive the gifts that come up in May. So it is a time to release whatever needs to be let go of. And you know what it is. Sometimes, yes, it is an unconscious thing that you're not aware of. But most of the time, I want to say 85% of the time, you know what you need to let go of to stop repeating the cycles. And it's taking that time to do so and not denying or ignoring it, and just really sitting with yourself and saying, all right, I'm done with this. I don't need this. I learned the lesson. It's time for me to move forward. So this is a grand opportunity from now until May's full moon, which is on the 23rd, excuse me. And that is the second phase. So this month is all about receiving gifts. And throughout the month, we will receive this in our energetic fields, and they will become amplified. And so you may actually feel strange things going on with your body and your mind at this time. And just, know that if it's not a health issue, this is just, again, another transition we're making. So during this time, we will receive, absorb, and share this amplified energy. You may notice also at this time you feel very uplifted, and the new gifts will start to emerge, and current gifts that you have will be enhanced. And this is a very special time, again, to just sit and receive those gifts. And again, this will happen if you have done the preparation and the groundwork, and then you are able to receive. Otherwise, you just stay stuck in the mud. Yeah, I recall many years ago, I happened to attend a Tibetan ceremony on the full moon festival. And we shared water that had been blessed. And it was quite a unique experience. As I drank the water they had poured into my hands, I felt this wave come over me, and my head felt very strange, and my third eye started to pulse. And I didn't think too much of it at the time, because it was unusual, but that is my usual. So I kind of just let it go. And when I was leaving the ceremony, I felt really great. I was floating. I felt so much lighter. And as I'm sitting in my car and I'm getting ready to leave, I went to rub my eyes, and I felt something rough. And so I looked down, and there were actual crystals coming out of my eyes. And I didn't understand what was happening at the time, but I knew I had received a gift and was so grateful. So these things can happen during these periods. You can't explain it. It just happens. So expect the unexpected during the month of May, where you're receiving. Okay, thank you. Okay. Buddha's here. So, okay, thank you. So we're going to hear from him in a few minutes. And then we have the third phase, which is the full moon on June 23rd. It is a time of birthing, the harvest, fruition of plans and projects, the sharing of resources, and above all, feeling gratitude for personal and global spiritual growth. So, I'm listening at the same time I'm speaking here. So this may be something you would have thought you would have never gotten off of the ground. And suddenly the magic happens and you take off like a rocket ship in whatever it is, if it's a project that you thought was dead in the water, or a relationship, a promotion at a job. So during this time, it's very important to be grounded and set and heart centered, so you're able and you're ready, as they're just showing me a rocket ship taking off. So and fireworks. So it's like when you least expected, your harvest comes in. And again, this is all about doing the work. So make sure you take a good look during that first phase, which we're in now, making sure that you release whatever you need to. I will post these dates and in May's newsletter. If you're not, excuse me, I'm having a hard time today. I will post the dates in May's newsletter, and if you're not currently receiving it, you can go to my website and there's a form. Just fill it out and you'll get that. And once a month too. Only do that once a month. And you'll be added to the list and you'll receive that. Okay. All right. So let's see what Buddha has to say. Blessings, everyone. Blessings. He's so very happy to see the progress that Earth has been making, far beyond what many of the masters and the cosmic beings expected for our Earth. We're so far ahead of where that they expected. We really have anchored the light, done the work, and brought this expansion on ourselves. So they're all saying that they're very, very proud of us and the work that we have achieved. He would ask that anyone who is feeling not sufficient within themselves, not worthy of themselves, thinking that they should be farther along than they are, that they should have accomplished more, that they expected more or different aspects to happen in their life. And he's saying, just sit in stillness. Sit in stillness as everything unfolds in divine timing. He's showing me when he was incarnated on the earth, and he's showing me that he tried many, many methods after he left his family to figure out enlightenment, to figure out how to get there, to how to alleviate suffering. And he says, I got it wrong so many times. So it's okay for us to fail, because as we fail, we learn and we go, okay, it didn't work that way, so let me try something else. And you just keep moving forward with that. But he said the most important thing he learned from his life here on earth was to not listen to so much. At that time, there were, I don't know, what would you call them? I don't know if you would call them gurus. I think they probably, holy men. Thank you. He's saying there were holy men that tried to tell him this is the way, or this is the way, or this is the way. And he said, I have to find my own way because what they're telling me isn't working. And he would share that with you and say the same thing, that you can try what others have to offer, but ultimately it is you in the stillness of your heart space that you find what is right for you. As we are all unique individuals and we all have a different makeup, and he's saying complex, and that is our blueprint. So as we come into the golden age, it's not so much where you have a guru or a holy man anymore, or listen to somebody who tells you what you think, what they think, or how it should be done. But what he is saying is this time is about finding who you are and leading from your heart space yourself. And that doesn't negate finding guidance, because we all need guidance as we take the next step in our journey and in our life. But he's saying that ultimately you decide your path. So you may take something from this person, something from this person. You may find something within yourself because, wow, I've discovered something new. Nobody else has showed me this. And it applies to every phase of your life. Yes, thank you. Like he's bringing up now, I had read, which I thought was really interesting, and I think it's a great aspect, and that is the fact is they're now developing schools that let the children choose their own subjects and what they want to learn. And I just thought that was fabulous, because I can bet everybody listening to this that you said, oh, I hated that subject. I couldn't stand that. I wish I could have. And so as they develop these schools, you get to follow your path, your unique path, to what is it that I am really interested in? What do I want to do? And then you're fulfilling your unique path. So this is what he's saying. Absolutely, you can have guidance, but it is you and only you that leads you through this life. And as we come into the golden age, it's going to be very, very different. Very different. You will know, as in your soul, connected to everything, that you will be able to have your own answers, and there will no longer be the need of asking others to a certain extent. He's so very proud of all of us. And he says we do not realize or comprehend the profound difference and expansion that not only we are experiencing, but what we're showing the rest of the solar system, because this is a first for planet Earth as we ascend. And he invites you. He is always with us. And he invites all of us, if we have questions, if we need help, that we may call upon him to help us on our individual journeys. All right. All right, so thank you. Okay, so he's actually asking that I transmit some of his coating of wisdom and compassion for unity consciousness. And to help us along as we go down this these next couple of years. This is going to really integrate and help us as we move along. As we go back, we come back into oneness, where we truly realize we're all connected. Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll go into that now. Thank you. Nyara suishta akaina ya ura anea siti ura na ayaku aranea puena ya kora pu usuishte ate asunea akaria tu saya tiata ne aku ma anu ye asa yene aku uro sui bitichina ye akaria sui ene ai akura ma aneaka ayasawi orin yana bia giahara usu yoisha akia bia tu isha nuyani atia kharayuri ana to soyere to be akura ma ane yuru soyini ayaharane aku ishu usoy piashter atia kia arane aku yama ayane akia ne ase aburia tia sayatia niakia toya niatia su urana yana yakuya niasi tia shata yana niatu yamone akia so adadane yakuria maane asuyishta yana yaka lahanu yana niatu shu ukorama yana yasu nana yana teyasu Arayano kuranama o nea kuya sea nyare tia suyini yaku nyare nya. May you receive all his blessings, wisdom, compassion, gariyakuyishtanea giaku aranea kaya tuyashtanea ka ara. Yeriana, we are all one. Kiata suyana, we are all connected. Gayumoniaku usuyishtaniaka, we are never separated or alone. Baaku inea sutia dane akane warayanana. We are love. We are divine love. Biakurata sayitu. Shanea kiatanayatu isutan. Meaukuriana. Saya Yashaniataya. I bless you, Giano Tushte, on your journey, Ba'aokurianata, and lift you, Anyani Biatosu, Akayata Sundayana. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let that resonate within your heart space. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you so much, and hope you have a wonderful month of May, and I will see you back next time. Okay? Blessings. Take care.